Hey everyone, and welcome to your broker update on this Monday. So I want to dive right into what's happening in the market with capacity. I think everybody is familiar with our tree map by now, but if you're not, the greens mean increasing and the reds mean decreasing. I've got the Outbound tender rejection weekly change pulled up right now. So everything that's changed over the last week, not a lot of red on the map, a lot of green still. In this Detroit, Saginaw, up in the Northwest, we're still seeing a lot of disruption up there, and we're not seeing that go away anytime soon. So this week we expect to see more of that continue. If we go into my next chart, just to illustrate Detroit, outbound tender rejections out of Detroit still spiking. They're not finishing the labor strike up there. Now what this means for brokers is it's not necessarily that capacity is tight, it is that a lot of the carriers are not going into this market by choice. They're saying that we're not going to go, we're going to support the labor, we're going to support the unions and not go into these markets. Now you could potentially find carriers that are willing to go cross those picket lines, go to these auto part manufacturers and see if they can move this freight, but there's a big chance, there's a risk there. So don't necessarily expect a lot of rate volatility there. Now if we move further into the Northwest, I wanted to point out a market that we don't talk about a lot, and that's Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City has seen increasing volumes over the last several weeks. Tender rejections are coming up as well. Also out of the Twin Falls markets. These markets are connected by nature because you have a lot of that capacity going back and forth between Idaho and Salt Lake City as freight comes out of that area. So what you want to do here is make sure that you have increasing margins. A lot of this is going to be on the reefer side, so make sure that your freight is covered out of these areas, increase your margins, and make sure that your customers are taken care of, as well as identify any of that transactional freight that has that higher margin potential. That does it for your broker update for today. Make sure to check out FreightWaves Live in Chicago, November 12th and 13th. Tickets are going extremely fast. Have a great Monday.
Do you know an innovative and disruptive tech company that is changing the freight industry? Or are you that company? Nominations are being accepted now through October 5th for the 2020 Freight Tech 100 Awards. Last year, FreightWaves received more than 500 nominations. The top 25 companies are recognized within the top 100. Winners are chosen by an amazing peer class of industry executives, investors, and academics. Being a member of the FreightWaves Freight Tech 100 and Freight Tech 25 is an amazing marketing and public relations opportunity. Last year's inaugural winners include companies like Tesla, Convoy, J.B. Hunt, Project 44, and Amazon. 2020 winners will be announced at FreightWaves Live Chicago, November 12th and 13th.